Hey guys, MaxFlower6 here, and today what we have got for you is the top 10 best teams to be in manager career in FIFA 16. Now these are going to be a mix of teams that have like a lot of money and teams that have like history of like fallen from grace or something. So it's going to be a mix of teams, and you need to leave what you think is the best team in the comment section. I've already made a list and put a number one, but you have to make a list. You have to make a list or just put a number one in the comment. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so coming in at number 10 is Tottenham Hotspur. Now, they have a decent amount of money and loads of promising young players that will see you through many, many years to come. Also, this season you might have noticed, I don't know if you followed the Premier League this season, but Leicester won it. More on them later. And Spurs were actually their closest rivals, apart from in the last day when they blew it away to Newcastle, and then Arsenal actually came in front of them and Spurs actually finished third. So maybe I think Spurs will be a good challenge, so you could actually try and win the Premier League on like a harder difficulty and see if you can do it, do what Pochettino couldn't manage. So number 10. So coming in at number 9 we have got Manchester City. Now this isn't a club with great history or any sort of background, but the only reason I picked them is because they've got a lot of money, and the best part I think of manager career is getting transfers and getting money to buy transfers. Manchester City have a lot of that money, so I mean you could buy almost anyone in the world with this, and I reckon it would just be a bit of fun. So at number 9 okay, so Real Oviedo coming in at number 8. Now, if you know who Spectre FC is, a good friend of mine, well, he has a shareholder in Oviedo, and he did a career mode on them on his channel. It's a decent channel, you should probably check it out, go sub to him. He's a growing YouTuber. Anyway, the reason he's a shareholder is because these were like a really big club, Real Oviedo, and they went down a few divisions. They ended up in like the 4th division, like the equivalent of League 2 or maybe even the Conference, I'm not sure. They've climbed their way back up and they're now in the 2nd division, Spanish Segunda division, and maybe your aim is to take them back up to the top flight and maybe win it in a few years. I mean, you never know, it could happen. So this is why Real Oviedo, they haven't got much money, but it'd be a fun challenge. What number is this? Number 8, Real Oviedo. So coming at number 7 we have got Ajax. Now Ajax, they've got a decent amount of money, 9.5 million, and they've got a decent squad, not too good, not too bad, but they do play in a pretty boring league, which is a downside. I mean, they do have big rivals such as Feyenoord, but one thing that is good is that they used to be like 20-30 years ago with like Cruyff, or even more than that, like 50 years ago with Cruyff and people like him, like re-changing the whole game of football. They were the best team in the world, let alone the Netherlands or Europe. So your task was not to do well in the Netherlands, which is pretty easy considering you are pretty much the best team in the Netherlands, but what you have to do is you have to get them to European glory and win the Champions League with Ajax. That's a pretty tough challenge, so that's why they're in at number 7, Ajax. So coming in at number 6, we've got some might think it's a strange one, but this is Blackburn Rovers. Now in 1995, I think it was, it might have been 96 or 94, I can't remember, because I wasn't alive. Blackburn Rovers won the Premier League. Now this is a bit like Leicester, but this is not as shocking as Leicester, but it was still decent. It was a very good underdog story. And they find themselves sort of mid-table in the Championship with not that much money and a not brilliant squad. So your chance is to be, in a few years, take them up to the Premiership and win it. That'll be very hard, but to do it without any sort of financial takeover will be very impressive. So, bit of a challenge, but Blackburn Rovers. Okay, so coming in at number 5 we have got Portsmouth. Now I hope most of you know the story of Portsmouth. They were in mid-table in the Premiership, they got to 2 FA Cup finals, won one against Cardiff, and then they suddenly, hit financial problems. They went down to the Championship, a few seasons later, down to League 1, straight down to League 2, and they've had a few mediocre seasons in League 2, struggling to get back up to League 1. Now, they are out of their financial problems, but your task would be to get them back from League 2 to League 1 to the Championship, and then to the Premiership, and maybe even win the FA Cup, because they did do that a few years back, so that would be an interesting challenge. Also, Portsmouth have quite a lot of money for a League 2 side. They've got 1.1 million and a decent side, but the only bad thing is, in League 2, there are high expectations for Portsmouth, so if you don't think you can deliver, this might not be the one for you. Coming in at number 4, we have got Aston Villa. Now, I'm sure even if you don't follow football or anything, I don't know why you'd be watching this video, but even if you don't follow football, you must have heard how bad Aston Villa have been this season in the Premiership. They've been the worst team in England, pretty much. I mean, in the FA Cup, they drew with a League 2 team. That is appalling. Anyway, they will provide an interesting challenge because they've got a pretty bad team. They've got definitely the worst team in the Premiership. Maybe only Sunderland could be worse, or maybe Norwich. But Aston Villa, they've got 21 million to spend. I mean, you could get some good reinforcements with that and keep them up, maybe even challenge for European qualifications, you never know, but just a good challenge would be try and keep them up, try and do better than Sherwood and Guard did. Okay, so coming in at number 3, we have got the mighty Real Madrid. Now, this wouldn't provide a hard challenge, like to win Champions League and the domestic cup, and the league, of course. But it's just quite fun, similar to Man City, but even more fun, I think, because it's got arguably the best team in the world with people like Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, Rodriguez, Cruz, Modric. So you've got 72 million pounds to spend. It'd be interesting to see who would you buy, which positions would you strengthen, maybe get a new right back or a centre back or even a goalkeeper. So I reckon this wouldn't provide a hard challenge, but I reckon it should be quite a lot of fun to, like, you could do this a multiple amount of times and buy different people and see who turns out the best. You never know. So it could be interesting. Number 3, Real Madrid. Okay, so coming in at number 2, the penultimate team is AC Milan. Now, they haven't got the best squad, if you think about it. They have got £29 million, which is a hefty sum. But the main reason I picked Milan is they used to be incredible with people like Maldini. But now they're sort of mediocre, they're sort of mid-table. They've done like Chelsea have this season for the past 4 seasons. They used to be European champions and everything, and definitely the best team in Italy. But now they're just not, so this would provide an interesting challenge. I wouldn't say the hardest, but definitely interesting to see who you can buy with your 29 million, and to see who's not good enough, and who's for the future, for example Donnarumma, and if you can win European glory and domestic glory. I reckon this will be a fun challenge. And so finally, coming in at number 1, I'm sure most of you saw this coming from a mile away. It is Leicester City. Now, obviously, they won the league. You must have seen it. If you were living under a rock, you would have still seen that Leicester City won the Premiership this season, and well deserved. Now, they've got the same squad that they did to win the league. They've got 19.5 million that you can strengthen with, and obviously on FIFA, the team isn't that great. Obviously in real life it's a very good team, but on FIFA it's not the best. So it would be interesting to see if you could repeat the feat that Claudio Ranieri and his men did in real life on FIFA. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you leave a like, leave a comment saying which is your best team, and also if you agree with the list or not. Also, leave a comment saying which top 10 you'd like me to do next. I'll try and make this like a regular event, maybe once a week. But if not, and there'll definitely be one soon, I'll see you next time.